Hello and welcome to another episode of Stock Shots. Please remember, I am not a financial advisor. I'm just giving my opinion based on some things I see, like support and resistance, supply, demand, and of course, some indicators that may be on the screen. So always do your own due diligence. Make sure you educate yourself and always look to the left because we're looking at things that have already happened to think about what things may do in the future. So this is another episode of Stock Shots. Welcome.
All right, let's get started with the C fund. All right, so if you look here, you'll notice that we are still in a downtrend. We have not broken out past this candle, but you also need to realize that we had some strong volume. So our strong volume was bigger than our, here we go. So this is our buying volume for this week, right? It's a little bit more than we had for our selling volume on last week, but we still were not able to break the top of that candle. So that tells me that we may still be in a downtrend for the C fund. Okay, so if that's true, where's our next level? All right, we hit this level here at 49.53. The next one down is going to be 48.39, and that is based on what? So here, at the bottom, I have that I'm still in a buy zone. But let's be honest. Generally, if the S&P goes down, it usually is about 6%. Now, that 6% is not guaranteed every time, but it's usually pretty close, and then it'll go up 12%. Now, with that being said, we broke down about 5.89% in this last 1, 2, 3 weeks, and now on this fourth week, we have an uptrend candle. I need to see for this week if we are going to break above this red candle here or below this red candle here, because currently we are inside. Now, inside candle just means there's a lot of orders here that wanted to get filled. We didn't have a whole lot of movement down, but we didn't have enough movement up to say it's time to go back into the C fund. So let's just wait. And here's another thing. If I turn on my indicator, I'm in a sell zone. Now this could be a pullback. All right, from here in October all the way up to here in March. That's a great run, but we needed a pullback. So if that's what we're having, let's see where we're at. We'll use our fib. And that's going to line us up with, that would be a strong trend because we're going to be at the 236 area in a fib retracement. So that's like the top zone. If it comes back here and then rejects, usually that is a strong movement upward. I need confirmation, so I'm not going to make any decisions until I see a break of this red candle here, and that is the candle that was on the week of April 15th. Once I see that and it's above it, I really would like to see a break of that 5200 area. That's where I'll get back in, because I'm not going to be missing any money, but I don't want to lose any money either. So let's go on to our next fund, and that is going to be our favorite. That's the S fund. So here in the S fund, we have essentially the same exact thing. Now I want you to notice something as well. At the S fund, there are gaps down here that need to get filled eventually. Those two areas here. So the gap between 1707 and 1672, and then there's a gap between 1635 and 1612, and those are going to be in the daily areas. These demand zones are also in the daily areas as well, or daily time frames, but we have the same exact thing going on. We have a downturn. If I turn my indicator on, I'm still in the sell zone, but I'm in a buy zone down here. So if this was the pullback, this would be great. I'm just looking once again for confirmation. If it breaks this red candle here, and then it breaks this level here with good volume, love it. Love it. So if it breaks that 2016 area, or sorry, 2017 64 area with good volume going up, I'm going to love it. Get back in. And until then, I'm just going to be on the sidelines waiting. Now, if it continues down, I know what I'm going to be looking for. That's going to be here at the 1910 area. And of course, down here in this demand zone, so probably around the 1850 to the 1831 area. That will probably be the first arrow. Look for it to reverse up if it gets that far down. So let's look at our international fund. And the international fund, I already got the fib retracement here. It came back up to the 50, the 0.5, the 0.50. Okay. Now with this, it needs to show if it's going to reverse down. If this is true, this next candle, our next week candle is red, that means we're just having a pullback in the current trend. The current trend is down. This may be a pullback candle in the current trend. So if this next candle is red, all right, then I'm not getting into anything. Just like the other three funds, the C and the S, and now the international. So what do I have? Let's take this off. Let's turn this on. So far, this in the international fund, the weekly, is still giving me buy. So if this was giving me a buy, but the other two are giving me sells, now I don't have an agreement between all three of these. I'm going to wait. I'm going to look at my last fund. This is the bond fund. This one may give me more information. And of course, is the F fund. The F fund is doing what? It's in a sell zone, but it also gave us a doji. So we have indecision. We have to see what happens in the next week. So we already know the Fed doesn't want to cut interest rates for a while. And with that being said, these bonds may go up. Now, if the bond market goes up, that means stocks are going to go up too. But until I see a definite strong volume push and an upward movement from the bond market and the S and the C fund, I'm probably not going to get into these. Right now I'm below I use the 48 moving average, so I'm below the 48 moving average. I'm below my 9 moving average, and I'm below my 14-day moving average, and of course I'm below my 100-day moving average. So these are not telling me that I'm in a buy zone yet. These are still all signals that I'm in a sell zone. So with that being said, I'm still going to be in the G season G fund. All right, so that's what it is for this week. Thanks for stopping by. If you got any comments, put them in the bottom, and we'll talk about it later. See you tomorrow, or should I say see you next week.